Go ninja,
Vanish.
go
I knew
ninja,
you were
go,
going to do
go
that.
ninja, go ninja, go, go, go,
Dint,
go, go.
dint, dint, dint. Ninja, ninja, rap, ninja, rap. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Batman the Fan-imated stream. Yeah, you know, I had a feeling. I was like, all right. I was like, I think Scott's gonna do the go ninja. So I'll just. I mean, I was like Ninja Vanish. That was my thing. But yes, guys, welcome to Batman the Fan-imated stream. I am Courage Dave, the film junkie. With me as always, Mr. Scott McClellan. How's it going, sir?
Doing fine. I have a little bit of follow-up from last week.
Ooh, I like it. What do we got?
Okay, so I went to Target yesterday, and I had a good day at Target yesterday.
I saw your picture.
Yes. So, of course, I have all these on pre-order, but then you can walk into the store before they ever ship them and buy them off the shelf. I went through all of this with Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yes.
It was insane. So I'm going through it again with the three Jokers.
Okay.
I was meh on the book, but I'm never going to be mad about Jason Fabok art because that man is gorgeous.
He does great stuff. Yeah.
So I got two of the Jokers because the third Joker is a Walmart exclusive. But if you get the Clown, which it was kind of like the Death in the Family era Joker.
Ooh, look at
that! Those
that!
are the laughing fish.
No, oh, it comes with the laughing fish. Look at that! Nice.
And a crowbar, but for our purposes, I was like, he's got a laughing fish.
That's awesome, right there. I like it, man.
And apparently this has been hard to come by.
All the Batman that you got.
I found Batman, and of course, for our purposes, Yellow Oval. So
yep, Yellow Oval. Yeah, very much animated series looking Batman right there. What's going on, everybody? Yep, congratulations to the Rams. They are going to the Super Bowl. Just saw the game. My dad is a very happy man right now. My brother, not so much, being a Niners fan, but it's okay. It's fine. I think he'll be okay. They just need to get that new quarterback. Also, congratulations to the Bengals. They're going to the Super Bowl too today. So good on them. Should be a good game in 2 weeks. And howdy, Mr. Eric. And then of course you got Pretty Fly for a Filipino guy. Hi, Mr. Fear Jason. Venom. Good. Sorry you missed it. Yeah, it's okay. We forgive you. Well, it might take a little bit, but we'll forgive you. Ryan, how's it going, party people?
Some seafood. Make up to us.
Yeah, there you go. Just buy some sushi for us, or something like that. Rhea. How's it going, Rhea? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. All right. So we're diving into the Ninja. Now, what is it? Jeez, I'm totally blanking on the title.
Night of the Ninja, dude. Come on. It's your show. I mean, come on.
I totally was like, wait. What is it? Man, there's too many shows I've been watching lately. So I just kind of this is interesting because, we get introduced to we get some flashbacking here when it comes to Bruce and his training in Japan, which I thought, okay, this is and then there's an interesting character. Has he ever been like in the source material at all? Has this been exclusively for animated?
You know what? I
don't think he has.
I don't think he has, but I could be wrong. I will be honest. I didn't go
do a deep dive.
I didn't do a deep dive. I've only been familiar with him. Like this, of course, this episode back in the day was my introduction to the character.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's maybe an animated original, but don't quote me on that. But to your point, this is kind of the beginning of the animated series, kind of filling in what I call the lost years. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy Batman Begins so much. It was like there's an entire generation of people who like, do you know what happened between Wayne's getting murdered and Bruce Wayne becoming Batman? Like,
do you know
stuff went down?
Do you know how he became such a badass at what he does? I mean, there's reasons. Hello, Mom. I'm a film junkie.
Hi,
here.
Mama.
Hi. So I know. I mean, but this kind of adds to it. I mean, obviously, when it comes to Mask of the Phantasm, there's a little bit more stuff. But I mean, this is like, this is young Bruce. I mean, again, what I love about it when they do the flashbacks, it's like obviously the animation. I mean, the animation's not the best in this episode.
It's mid.
It's mid.
It's
not
mid.
terrible.
It's not. Trust me. We've seen worse. We've seen a lot worse.
That Christmas with Joker. Yeah.
Christmas with Joker. Yes. But we're also not talking Spectrum here.
No.
So, but yeah, they do a very good job. Once again, kind of like even more so than what we talked about with Robin's Reckoning Part 1. They slim him up. They give him, actually in this case, they actually give him longer hair.
They give him longer hair. It's a little bit bushy. I mean, it's funny too, because speaking of Batman Begins, that's pretty much what they did with Bale when it came to like showing his younger scenes. Like they made his hair like kind of flop over his forehead.
Yeah, they did the floppy bangs.
Yeah. And then they gave him like, a big trench coat kind of thing to make him look skinnier, because obviously it's like he was, he's bulked up and stuff like that. So you had to make him look a little leaner. So, I mean, it's just kind of funny, like just bringing it back to Batman Begins. But also what I noticed too is like when you hear the voices, I don't know. I didn't read who the voice of Kyodai is, but
Bob Ito.
Bob Ito, okay.
He's done some live action work, but what I'll tell you is you look up what this man has done in voice animation.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
Like throw a dart and the man, especially like in the 80s and 90s, dude was practically had work in everything. Like it was throw a dart and you would hit something he was in. Like I looked up his Wikipedia page. As far as live action goes, like he was in some Star Trek, Next Generation. He was in MASH. He did a lot of older television. But then when you look at when he became a voiceover actor, and it was like, well, okay, wow. Then.
Yeah. Yes. You have been busy, sir. That's cool. I like that. But what I noticed, like when they go flashback, it's like Kevin Conroy kind of like brings up the voice a little bit to not be so deep. You kind of notice that. It's like, all right, you're younger, let's bring it up a little bit. And even like the voice of Kyodai gets a little, higher up too. But yeah, I mean, that's what I like about this. I mean, obviously when we see him again in a later episode, that episode's
that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tip my hat about what I think about this episode. I was trying to remember how I felt about this episode, because I can't tell you the last time it was I watched this episode. This is not one of those episodes that I go back to watch.
Yeah.
I will say when it was over, that overall it's like, yeah, I think I like this character because I really like Day of the Samurai.
Yes.
It's like I really realized how much I really do.
It's a good introduction.
It's a good introduction, but I really realized how much I really prefer Day of the Samurai over Night of the Ninja.
Yeah, I know. When I was like going, like when I fired it up, I was like, all right. And then when it started, I'm like, okay, this is the introduction. This is not this is not what refers to as the death touch. We're not getting to that level of this story right here, where we have a cool little final battle between these two, but we get a nice little introduction, and we get, I always forget that Robin is in this episode, which, because it starts off with basically what he's doing is what Kyodai is doing is he's robbing a bunch of Wayne Industry companies, and for instance, Wayne Cosmetics.
That billboard is so weird. That is the weirdest billboard. I have always been weirded out by that billboard.
Yeah,
and the trend continued.
Yeah, I know. It's like, all right. I mean, hey, the guy has, the company has a bunch of different businesses. He wanted to put his name on cosmetics. Why not? I'm surprised I never came back in any kind of Joker episode or something.
I know.
It's like, jeez. But I mean, yeah. So, and one of Kyodai's special moves, which I think it's kind of a little bit of a cheat, but he's got this pink gas that he shoots into like rooms and stuff like that to knock some people out. And that's what he does with this guy who's just typing away. I'm kind of like curious too. It's like they have this big safe, and I guess they just keep like, just stack some money and bags of coins and stuff like that in there. I'm like, all right.
Don't think too hard about.
I know that's what I try.
I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, just don't think too hard, I guess, because, we'll just assume this is maybe a smaller company where they keep the safe where this guy works and typing furiously on a computer. So, but, yeah, and it's kind of cool too, because we get to see the fact that, okay, so this guy, he's got some moves. He's going to, he's going to give a Batman a run for his money, because when the security guard tries to be like, what the hell's going on? He like zooms past him and just kind of like, just totally obviously is showing his ninja moves right here. Goes up to the rooftop, throws a ninja star to like take his gun out, which ends up being evidence, which is funny. It's like, well, maybe you would want to like grab that.
I mean, you're obviously this guard is not giving you any trouble.
But I have a feeling he was trying to leave a message.
I think that's very much like he's because they say it's like the 6th or 7th company that's been hit.
Well, it's funny because when we cut to Bruce and Dick, training, and it's funny too because they're getting into the whole kind of thing. It's like they're totally like diving into this style of fighting, and when that happens, Dick goes, "That's like the 6th one he hit," and Bruce just goes 7th, because it's Bruce. He just knows he's just 7th, And I was like, all right, only easy there, Bruce. Yeah. I mean, I get it though. It's his company, so he would know, but it was just kind of like a funny little exchange right there. So yeah, it's the 7th company that's been robbed in like 2 weeks.
And going back to that scene with Kyodai and the security guard, I still think, however, the reveal, like the guy doing like the flashlight, it kind of reminded me of what we talked about last week when Batman goes to the aquarium and like the light, finds the Joker. It is a cool shot because Kyodai is just like standing there.
He was standing there ready to go. He's got his sword, and then you almost think like, oh my God, is he gonna like kill this guy? But he just slices the flashlight in half and disappears like a ninja.
And then of course, and then the battery falls out too. Like I love the little extra. Oh no. Oh yeah, because that's a mag light. That's like D batteries falling out of that thing.
Pretty much, right? No, there should be like more. Yeah, exactly. But so then Bruce shows up to the crime scene. Gordon's there and everything's there. And as soon as he sees the Ninja Star, that's when he all of a sudden goes, huh? It's like all of a sudden we get that flashback to yeah, pretty much. And it's got that different filter on it, which is cool.
Oh, it's sepia color, which goes on the back. I think the first time we saw that was Pretty Poison. Was the first time they did the sepia for the flashbacks. So
yeah, exactly. And then it's funny. I think Gordon said something too, like don't touch it because it's something something with the evidence and stuff like that.
No, he said you break the chain of evidence.
Thanks for chain of evidence, yeah, which is cool. Obviously sometimes Batman does that, but that's Batman.
He's Batman.
Yeah,
we can't have just like the millionaire playboy touching the evidence.
But it's almost like Bruce was like wanting to. He's like, oh man. He's like, damn it, I can't just take that right now. But I don't think he really needed it because then, of course, he remembers. And then, of course, we get this flashback of them. We get Kyodai and Bruce fighting. And then, of course, Kyodai is like, he's a better fighter, noticeably. He puts Bruce on his ass, and then he mocks him. He's kind of a dick. I mean, this guy's a dick.
Kind of a dick? No, he's a complete D-bag. I mean, seriously. Totally. So much so that the sensei, like beats his ass.
Puts him in his place and tells him there's always someone better. Like he just tells him that. He just flat out said there's always someone better. And it was like, all right, there you go. Do not mess with sensei or their master. And then of course we get the reveal of the back tattoo. He's got a gnarly back tattoo.
Dude, that is some serious ink there. Yes.
Serious ink, but it comes into play later because just to add a little bit more to Bruce. So Bruce is kind of going, all right, there's something that's jarring my memory when it comes to this, and it could possibly be Kyodai. He's not fully sure, I don't think. But then, of course, we got Summer Gleason. This is a Summer Gleason heavy episode, by the way.
I actually said summer heavy story. Like this is actually a chance for Summer Gleason to be a character instead of just, this is Summer Gleason reporting.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just her on the TV. She's doing some Lois Lane shit. She's doing some Lois Lane shit. I think I wrote that. So I'm like, she's doing some Lois Lane shit right here in this episode because she's trying to get Bruce to, get answers and be like, what the hell? What's going on? And then, of course, Bruce just is like, excuse me. And then just walks off. He doesn't want any part of it. He's too busy thinking, processing what's going on right now because it's definitely getting to him because then we get almost like a similar to Robin's Reckoning where he just gets into the Batmobile. And
Thank you. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
We just saw that episode like 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. But it's not that intense this time. I mean, this time, Dick is just in his normal clothes and he's like, hey, it'll take me just a little bit to get into the Robin costume. He's like, no, he's just flat out. And I'm going alone right now. And then, of course, he's just like, what is that about, Alfred? And then I love how Alfred says he's a master at eating his feelings. Or is that later on? I might have no. Because there's another moment later with Alfred, but
yes, and that one I always love because it's like I love the idea of Alfred just washing the dishes, but we'll get to that.
we'll get to that. But yeah, he says he's a master at eating his feelings right there. So yeah, and then of course, as he's driving, as you do when you drive, you kind of, you maybe reminisce. And of course, Batman is thinking about his training, which is a pretty cool little training session where it's nighttime. He's got a circle of candles, and I guess he's using the power of the force of his karate chops and kicks to blow out the candles.
Yeah.
It's not like he's actually doing anything, but I mean, I guess that could be some kind of training. Is like, well, if you have enough force by doing that, you can cause some candles to blow out.
Well, it's about directing your power and your energy and all of that, which
It's part of it.
It's part of it. So it's like that's cool. And of course, he has a great conversation with the sensei, and it's interesting because you've got that. You're seeing Batman in sort of that young, angry, impulsive, like, I have to be the best.
Yes. I mean, that's just one of the things that when it comes to Bruce's psyche, it's like, yeah, I mean, and then this is where this episode actually shines when it comes to Bruce's psyche. I mean, even going to where we're eventually going to get to with that scene with Dick and Alfred. It's just, I mean, he has to be the best. He has to be, he can't show fear. He can't. His whole thing is like, I have to be a certain way. And I mean, I guess when you're this rich and the stuff that's happened in your life, you just know, like it's almost like you get obsessed. He's going to he gets obsessed with how he should be. So, so I mean, it does. It's a cool little flashback into young Bruce's psyche where we see where it's like, oh yeah, well, obviously, I mean, he's going to eventually be Batman. Of course, he's got to be the best.
Well, and once again, I feel like this episode works because of the flashbacks for me personally.
It really
like if it didn't have the flashbacks, it's really a mediocre episode. I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of a mediocre episode already.
Yeah.
But the flashbacks kind of give you something to like hold on to. So it kind of elevates it.
Add some layers to it. Also, when we get to the rooftop, we get back to present day and the rooftop, and then of course Kyodai is going to be doing something else, and then he finds Batman on the rooftop, which is a cool little scene. Then we get the Kyodai score, that that build up.
I also love getting like the the little flute thing. I like that. Yeah.
So Shirley Walker again comes up with something new for Kyodai. It's just like, yeah, why not come up with like a certain score when it comes to these two battling? Because it's like, it almost seems like when these two like go at it, they're gonna do they do that circle, they kind of circle around, and you just get that swell of the score. That's what triggers me when it comes to hearing that. When I hear that score, you have hands up and they're about ready to just get at it, and it's just, I don't know, I love the theme. I love the Kyodai's theme, I guess.
Well, samurai ninja martial arts fighting is such a great. I mean, it's why so many samurai movies, when they got transferred to America, got turned into westerns, because it's the gunfighters. Like it,
yeah.
I mean, it's why you get Seven Samurai getting turned into the Magnificent Seven. Like there is that. There's that parallel there. So they're like them sort of circling each other. It's just like the guy standing across, the street, ready for that shootout where it's like,
yes, no, yeah, exactly. I love that. But and then of course, he uses that gas gun again, which is
cheater.
Yes, cheater. He's a dick, like we said. And of course, Batman's coughing around. Thank God for Robin, because it looked like Kyodai was about to slice his head off.
Okay, I'm sorry, Batman. You have a freaking gas mask. Like
yeah, I know, right?
I mean, that's one thing that just gets terribly inconsistent. It was like, how long does it take for him to get a gas mask on? Because it's like, come on,
come on, man. You got to have that on hand. You never know what's going to happen. But thank God Robin was there. And I love how Robin was like, listen here, dipstick. I'm like, ooh, watch out, potty mouth. Watch out. Easy there. It's almost like there should be like a PG-13 version of this, because he even says like, yeah, I know Batman can be a major jerk sometimes, but then no one decides to fillet him when I'm around. It's like,
wow. Oh yeah, it's like he would have been like, okay, Dick,
Yeah. Okay, dipshit. I know Batman can be a dick
it
sometimes.
can be an ass sometimes, but seriously.
Very censored for, of course, a TV, a kids show, but I just love that.
It was also kind of weird, and I think it's just because I've watched too much Teen Titans and Teen
Mm.
Titans Go, but seeing Robin throw a batarang
Yeah, you never really see
versus
that.
no, like
He has his own weapery, right?
he's got I mean,
Yeah,
he
bird,
literally
yeah.
has things called birdarangs.
Yes,
It's like
exactly, or ninja stars, yeah.
so
Yeah.
seeing him with an actual batarang, like I don't know, it was like this.
It was odd.
It was odd.
But you needed that to happen so then they could, get that rip on the back of the ninja costume. So then Bruce can go, or Batman, and sees the back tattoo, which of course, that comes into play right there. And so he knows for a fact that is Kyodai. And then
Which
I love the fact,
another point that I always love, like the inconsistency of like how gnarly is it when you get hit with a batarang?
I know,
like,
right?
I'm like, I always love it, like when you see him, like when he throws them at like goons with guns, and they're always like,
Yeah.
they're always like, ouch, ouch, ouch. I
Yeah.
particularly like the ones like in when the batarang is like actually like
sticking you, yeah,
sticking out of them.
Yeah. But again, they probably couldn't get that past the censors. Kind of makes you wonder with the new animated series how the batarangs are going to be coming in play when it comes to those. Maybe we'll get them where they just like it's actually sticking in them and stuff like that. So I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But I love how Robin is just kind of like because Batman's just being that stone cold and like let's go kind of thing, and then it's just like he says, "Thank you for saving my bacon, Robin." Bacon?
No, I love it when he does it in the Batman. Thanks for saving my bacon, Robin. Hey, no problemo.
Yeah, it's a good little exchange. But my bacon, I love that. My bacon instead of my ass or anything like that. It's my bacon. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start using that now.
Oh, I've heard that before.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that expression. No.
Oh, no, you saved my bacon. Yeah,
I've
exactly.
never heard that expression.
Well,
only time
because bacon comes from like the back and the hindquarters. Like,
I get it, but I've never heard that expression.
Oh
so.
wow!
Yeah.
Where have you been? You
California? That's where I've been.
Apparently.
That's what it is. That's probably what it is. But and then of course Batman explains who Kyodai is, which his full name is Kyodakin. But for sure it's just Kyodai. And then, of course, we've cut to Summer Gleason, and she's just, she's very low.
I want to jump in here 1 second, because I want to. This is Masterpiece Theater with that on here on Batman the Fan-imated stream, because Robin's used an interesting turn of phrase that I was like, okay, like one thing kind of go like the kid show thing. Okay, so he talked about the gas gun because we've made fun of the gas gun, and he said, well, that wasn't exactly according to Hoyle. And I went, I've heard Hoyle's name before.
Sounds familiar.
Well, because it's on playing cards.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Turns out the turn strictly according to Hoyle is a turn of phrase that means with strict adherence to a set of rules, fairly and honorably, because Hoyle was the author of a book on the game of whist back in the 1700s. So he writes this book about a card game in the 1700s, and there's a phrase that, well, that's not exactly according to Hoyle, meaning you didn't exactly do it like, by the book. It basically means by the book. And I was like, that is a really interesting turn of phrase to put in
they just snuck that in there because it's not like we were going to bust out the freaking Webster dictionary on the bookshelf and start like, wait, what is, or, look up in an encyclopedia, because obviously we didn't have, we can't just look that up now, like how we can do that now. But man, yeah, that's a crazy, I didn't even really catch that. I didn't even.
But it was a turn of phrase that was like,
yeah. Interesting.
That's interesting. And I looked it up and I was like, well, now I know another turn of phrase that I will use that no one else will ever use, but I'll sound even more like an old fart when I use it. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. It benefits that. But yeah, so then we of course get Summer Gleason, who's just like, she's wanting answers, and she's like, just, like I said, I mean, that was where I really was like, yeah, she's being like a Lois Lane reporter wanting answers right now. And then of course we have Alfred washing the dishes, and Dick is just kind of like asking him about his training in Japan, and Dick is worried that he can't take on this Kyodai person, and Alfred is just like, well, he's never going to admit fear. This is going back to the whole, where the persona that he's created for himself. And then of course, little did they know, God, the sheer fear.
Oh my God, the oh shit.
Yes, like Alfred, like literally, probably, I don't know, something. Little P probably came out when he saw that Bruce was standing in the doorway in a tux because he's about to go to some benefit at a museum, and it was just like, and then the look on Bruce's face, he's just like, and it's just
home
like
by 7.
Yeah,
no, the thing is 7. I'll be home by midnight.
Yeah. Oh
Do you
man,
think he heard us? Who can tell? I love Alfred's response. Who can tell?
Yeah, that's a good little scene right there. I like that. And then of course, so they're at this museum, this benefit or whatever that's happening, and then there's of course a section that has samurai armor, samurai swords, and then Bruce is looking at the samurai swords, and we flash back to another scene where Kyodai is basically going to take one of the master's swords that's obviously old as hell, so it's going to be worth
over 500 years old.
Yeah.
He says, which because that's the deal with these samurai swords. It's like they literally don't make them like that anymore.
No, they do not. No, they do not. So of course, naturally, Bruce was like, good thing I was, training at night or something like that. He says, good thing. So then of course we get another little showdown, and then the master comes in, kind of stops the whole thing from happening, and then kicks out Kyodai because, he's a dick.
He's a dick. You have dishonored the dojo.
Exactly, pretty much right there. And then we get back to present day, and as Bruce just walks out of the room, Summer, she's being stealthy. She's like hiding behind one of the statues. So look good on her. I don't know. I mean, if she's wearing high heels, that's gonna be kind of hard to trail somebody, but you can't trail Bruce. You can't trail Batman.
Seriously. I love it because because Bruce is like whipping out like some serious like Batman skills, and it's like,
yes,
well, if you've been following me all evening, like just as she's about to say something, it's like I know
careful. That's what I like about this episode too, that the fact that Summer's there, because I mean, and the fact that they're showing her as this, like, all right, this investigative reporter and who's following leads and wants answers and stuff like that, and not just talking the news on the TV, because obviously she comes into play because I mean she literally gets into his car. I mean she is just wanting the answers to all this, and then of course the valet is Kyodai, and what does he do? Brings out the gas gun,
that purple gas. Jeez.
Yeah, jeez. So then of course that's happening, and then Robin is just like, you see Robin like getting, putting his belt on, because we haven't heard from Bruce in a while. It's it's basically you got to go find him, and he's got a tracker in his car. Of course, they all have everything as a tracker, so it's always easy to find.
But Batman's not going to turn it off this time because he's unconscious.
Exactly. And then of course Bruce and Summer wake up. I guess they're in Wayne storage or something like that. I think it was called. Yeah,
it was Wayne storage. I mean, everything's Wayne.
Slap
Wayne's name on everything, which is also interesting because it's just random crap in this building.
Really is. He likes to put his name on different buildings and companies, and then he likes to put bat in front of every little device, and spray can, bat, shark repellent, all that stuff. He just likes to put both of his names on there. But anyways, they wake up, they're tied up, and they're like on just like carpets that are just rolled up. They're on one of them.
Was it carpet or was it just like fabric or like what?
I don't know. I thought it was carpet, but maybe it's some kind of fabric. I always looked at it as carpet, but you could be right. It could be something else. It's not like they specify it.
No, it's just rolled up fabric of some sort
in this storage place. And then I love the fact that Robin, when he shows up, well, first off, we get the whole speech of like, from Kyodai of like, being like, and
to become a thief, this is all your fault.
Yes, you take advantage of people because of who you are, all that stuff. He's just doing that whole spiel, and then Robin shows up, doesn't even think about, he triggers the alarm, And he even busts his own balls. He's all, good job, Robbie. I forgot what he says. He says like something about, top-notch crime fighter or something like that. But little did he know that actually probably saved Bruce.
Right. Yes.
Because Kyodai was about to like take the sword to Bruce, and the alarm goes off, and instead Kyodai goes, all right, I got to go see what that is. So he kind of saved him a little bit with that whole, not being a world-class detective and master crime fighter. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So then of course we get like a little, what I do like, I like Robin, Dick and Robin in this like a lot, because he's just, I don't know, he just seems like he's got some balls with this
some hero
episode.
moments in this episode.
Yes, he really does.
I mean, because Bruce is down. Like he's not saving his own ass right now.
No,
like
if Robin sucks,
if Robin doesn't show up,
he's screwed.
He's screwed.
Yeah, he's definitely screwed. And they have a showdown on the rooftop, which of course is a random water tower, because why not? There's got to be a water tower. We've had episodes where there's water towers,
Oh, See No Evil. That was a really important water tower in that one.
Exactly. Although this time it didn't. It was just there, and then of course, this whole thing like, isn't it past your bedtime? And they always, Robin gets, of course, the young jokes, the baby jokes, the kid jokes, and of course they have a little showdown. But it's just basically, it's a cool little. I mean, let's face it, Kyodai is like, when it comes to the sword, he's pretty swifty with it, because he does a swipe, and then all of a sudden he's just like one of the legs that's holding up the water tower. He just kind of nudges it, and then why not? Instead of just taking on Robin, let me just destroy this water tower
and wash you off the side.
Yeah, which of course Robin, good for him. He got into like a little window seal and was like, all right, we're good. And then he makes his way in there, and so good on Robin. But I mean, at the same time, I'm like, you're a ninja master, you could just take out this kid pretty easily, but you're gonna do that instead. All right, it makes for good TV.
It's kid show. We can't just kill the sidekick.
Of course.
One positive nod to the animation, because we kind of cracked on it earlier. I did notice, especially later on, like when Robin throws the batarang, his hair's droopy. So at least, he got wet. So, his hair gel is going to give him that nice little like spiky pump, that nice little spiky bangs look. Like at least his bangs are like all.
I always wonder, does he have like in his utility belt, does he have some like, hair product to help with that, the way that he has his hair? Because obviously when he's Dick, he has it nice and, kind of slicked back almost. But when it's Robin, it's going forward, it's spikied up. So, I mean, there's got to have something in his utility belt, I'm assuming.
I mean, at least it's better than the mullet. The mullet he gets later.
Oh God, yeah. When he's Nightwing, that's
that hair.
It's not that, and especially with the animation changing too. It's like, okay, yeah. So then, of course, back to Kyodai. Oh well, first Bruce. I mean, obviously, if you have people tied up, don't have a statue that has a sharp sword attached to it.
I know, right?
Maybe the guy that you trained with in Japan would kind of figure out that maybe if I knocked over this statue, I could use the sword to, get the ropes off of my hands, So, and that's exactly what Bruce does.
But however, in Kyodai's defense, he has very low opinion of Bruce Wayne.
That's very true.
Remember, in this episode, he never connects the dots that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Like that doesn't happen in this episode.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So it's not. So he doesn't think that Bruce is. He keeps on calling him Rich Man's son. Yeah. And calls him soft. So I don't even think his brain would even process the possibility that Bruce would be that resourceful.
That's true. You're actually, I didn't even think about that. So that's a good point. And Ryan, I don't know why the statue was naked. I don't know why, statues did that back then. You made a statue, it showed the human body. That's pretty much all I could say about that. But so of course we're doing that. But the thing is, and this is what's cool, because then Bruce, maybe the bell goes off in his head and he goes, wait a minute, I got this journalist right here that's been fucking following me and trying to get answers, who if she finds out that Bruce Wayne has some pretty fucking gnarly moves and takes on a ninja, she's gonna fucking write about it. She's gonna say all kinds of shit about it. So I like that shot where like they're getting ready to like go at it again, and then he just like looks back at her and just like, oh shit. So then Kyodai is just handing him his ass to the point where he's got this big huge bruise on his cheekbone
and a gnarly black eye.
Yeah.
And
so
you
cool.
And I love the fact that they acknowledge in the episode Bruce is letting him
kick his ass.
His ass. I mean, because that's why it's so important when Robin throws the batarang to dump that fabric carpet rug.
I don't know if is it a batarang? Well, that's the scene that I actually wanted to like put right there. I mean, it's kind of I guess it's a batarang. It's got, it's got rope on it too. But I mean, props to Robin for essentially just being like, oh yeah, I get why Bruce is getting his ass kicked right now because Summer's right there. So I need to do something to block her view. And that's the clip that I wanted to like play right here, because I thought it was like cool because I was like, again, hero moments from Robin, which were really, really good. So there it is right there. So, I mean, it's kind of like,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So bearing. Okay. There you go. Yeah. See, I don't know. Is that carpet? Is that fabric? Who knows what that is? And then he's like, yep, I got you. And then look at Bruce. He's like, all right, here we go.
All right, now I'm going to kick your ass.
Come on. Oh, they don't play the music right there.
Yes.
There it is. Yes.
Morpheus move.
Uh-huh.
Make your defeat all
7 years before Morpheus.
Exactly. Shut up and fight. But see, then he like drops down to his Batman voice.
Yeah.
So then, because obviously Summer can still hear.
Yeah.
Man, just get that sword. Nope.
You were right about one thing, Kyodai. Now it ends.
And then this right here, just because he's like
chicken shit, and
he's a chicken shit, and then he's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm out of here. And then just takes a dive into the storm drain. And that's the last we see Kyodai until
Day of the Samurai.
Day of the Samurai, which better episode.
Yes.
Better episode, but still, this one's not, like you said, and I fully agree, is like the flashbacks and the introduction really, it helps this episode. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of Bruce having to deal with a little, like, he actually has fear that he can't beat the guy because he couldn't beat the guy when he was, younger, 19 or something.
Yeah. And then Bruce also wanted to keep up his, that's what we were talking about, Mr. Venom. I mean, when it comes to Summer, I mean, that whole, I mean, that the last part of the episode, that's what I like about it, is the fact that, he basically had to like take some shots, which again, you imagine the struggle that Bruce is having right there, because obviously, I mean, when you have the flashback and he wants to be the best, doesn't want to show fear, but he's probably got some fear because this is the guy who has handed him his ass before when he was training. And then, but then he's got to like put on the, I'm Bruce Wayne. I should not be able to fight a ninja in front of this journalist right here. So it's just, I don't know. It's just, I really like the ending of this episode when it comes to that, and Robin and his heroic moment, saving Batman's ass, not once, but twice.
Yes, exactly.
So I like it. So, but you got anything else to add to this episode?
No, and that's the thing. So the episode just is what it is. Like, and that's the, and once again, as we've discussed, I mean, we're 35 episodes into this stream at this point. We love Batman the Animated Series, but not every episode was a banger. Like,
no. Never. No, and that's the way it should be. But for the most part, it's when it comes to episodes like this, I mean, what I like, again, just the fact that it leads to the next one, where it's just that one is
that's a good one.
Yeah, that where you go, okay, that could be in top 20, top 10, maybe.
Not top 10,
not top
maybe
10.
Yeah,
it's got top 20. So, what do we got next week?
We have Cat scratch fever.
Fever. Da-na-na-da. Cat scratch fever. Da-na. So we're bringing the cat back, which is cool. Man, speaking of that, have you been seeing like first off, I had a Batman pizza last night.
I had one Friday.
Yes, delicious. I mean, it's funny too because so I've been seeing on my timeline people posting their Batman pizzas, and sometimes it doesn't look that good. And I'm just like, well, I mean, it's not going to look like the picture because you got a teenager who's getting paid minimum wage with Apple Pod, pods in his ears making these pizzas, so it's not always going to be quality looking. But as long as it still has all the ingredients, it's still going to taste pretty good. And yes, it was freaking delicious.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
I had to split it with Heather, so it wasn't like I got to eat the whole thing by myself.
Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, I mean that I don't think you could do that in one sitting. That's for sure.
Oh, I could.
I
could. Yeah.
There you go. What I like about it is like, because I remember when Little Caesars had the crazy calzone, the full thing, and that thing was delicious because they have like the white cheese sauce or whatever, the garlic white cheese sauce, whatever. And then of course they put the crazy bread seasoning all over it. But this is like a mixture of a pizza and that. So yeah, it was pretty good, even though it was Saturday night. And when I ordered it through my app, it said, oh, it'll be ready between 6:01 and 6:07. Didn't get it till 6:30. Yeah.
I door dashed mine. It was there when I got home, but yet it was still kind of cold. Like it was not like it wasn't hot. Like it was like room temp. It's like I literally just got home. I'm like,
yeah, it sucks. Yeah. See, I do the anytime I get Little Caesars, they have the Little Caesars portal. I don't know if they have that in your area. Where you have the app, you order your stuff, and basically you pay it all on the app, and then they give you a code, and then they'll send you an email when it's ready. You show up, you just walk right in. They have like the little cabinet, you type in your code and it just opens up. It's all futuristic. Even like a little voice says something, I don't even know what it says, and then it just goes like that, and you just pull your pizza out and walk out. It's really awesome.
That's see, my Little Caesars is like literally like a square. So I just the drive-through. I just like
drive-through.
It's a drive-through one. So I just go, thank you very much.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I had it. It was good. It was good. Yeah. Tickets on sale February 10th.
That's right. I know Matt Reeves tweeted that today. I saw a TV spot during. It was funny because my buddy, it's funny. My buddy was secretly a comic book lover because on one time we were hanging out, he pulls out this box of like old Batman comics and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, what? I didn't know this about you. I'm like, you have what? He's not really anymore. He's a big sports guy, so obviously he's watching the playoffs. And he goes, well, there's a new Batman movie. And I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? I just said that. I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then he just laughed and said, like, looks pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, should be. I mean, we're getting close. We're getting close, guys. The bat, the cat, the penguin, all that. Man, I can't wait. But I'll be buying my tickets, of course, on February 10th for sure. And I love the fact that they released the clip, the funeral scene, full on 4K.
Haven't watched it. Nope.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's fine.
I have gone dark.
Yeah.
I don't watch clips. I don't watch TV spots. It's like, no, this is something that it's like, I want to know nothing. Like, I want to go
go as fresh as possible.
I want to go as fresh as possible. Because I'm going to be there. Because if the movie comes out March 4th, I'm going to be seeing it March 3rd because I'll be seeing on that Thursday night thing.
Yeah,
and I'll probably will see it twice that weekend because I'll go once with my dad, and then I'll go again with Heather because Heather loves Catwoman, has since Michelle Pfeiffer. So it's like. So I'm just like, I just give me an excuse to go.
Oh yeah, I see me like seeing it a couple of times. I mean, obviously, I'm going to see it the opening night, but then there's probably going to be people that want like, hey, let's go see it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna. I already know it's probably gonna, But the sad thing is I can't help but not watch some of this stuff, and I'm like, I just can't. I watch it. I can't. And I mean, I just will say this about the funeral scene. It's got tone, a lot of tone.
That's what I keep on hearing, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
It is like, dude, the way it's shot, the build up, and just Pattinson's acting, which is just him, just looking, and just Yeah, when I broke down the scene, I'm like, well, look at this, look at that. I mean, like just the way that it's like that. I mean, man, I'm like, man, this movie's gonna be something else. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So, anyways, guys, there we go. That is of course, what is it? Night of the Ninja. I'm totally right. I'm like, bro, I'm like totally just like I cannot for some
How
reason.
many brain farts can you
It is
have?
Night of the Ninja. I was right.
Right, I know, but the fact that you had to think about it and then question it, I'm like,
Man.
dude, seriously,
I
really.
know. Whew, oh man, I know. I was up late last night, and it's been a day of seeing family and all that stuff and football. So yeah. Anyways, guys, so go ahead and watch Cat Scratch Fever. That's what we'll be doing next week, next Sunday at the same bat time, same bat channel. Go ahead, Scott. Plug away.
Well, of course, you can find me on Twitter at ScottDC27. You can find my podcast at DC Squadcast, wherever podcasts can be found. We're on Vero, Facebook, YouTube, with the entire network of shows at squadcastmedia.com.
There it is. All right, guys, make sure you smash that like, thumbs up before you leave. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Join if you want to become a member. Got the Patreon stream happening right after this. So if you want to join that, Patreon's down below, and you can come on and we'll talk for a little bit. We'll talk some, of course, nerdy stuff. We'll talk some Batman for sure. And then, of course, the Film Junkie Closet. If you want to get yourself a Batman, the Fan-imated stream shirt, that is down below. And anyways, guys, it's been fun. As always, we will talk to you later.